Welcome to another live stream watch long reaction. Tonight we are watching and reacting to Vancouver Whitecaps FC versus the Portland Timbers in the 2024 MLS Cup Playoffs Western Wildcard live watch along reaction in Portland, no less, because Vancouver had to worry about a motocross event taking over BC Place. Final result of the Sabal Real Hope game, 3-2 Sabal. Okay, well, there we go. With that being said, we got a good one tonight. In Portland, weirdly. Portland, Vancouver fighting for the right to play LAFC. I say Portland has a better chance against LAFC. Not much, but something. With that being said, we move. Let's see how it goes. Starting 11s is as follows. Starting 11s are as follows. For Vancouver Whitecaps, in goal, Yohei Takaoka. The back four, Sam Atakubi, Tristan Blackman, Ranko Veselinovic, Matthias Laborda, Stuart Armstrong, Andres Cubas, Pedro Vite, Ryan Gauld, Fafa Pico, Brian White in the Christmas tree formation. Portland Philly fans are going to love that, I bet. Starting 11 for Portland, James Panamis, Juan Mosquera, Miguel Araujo, Dario Zuparic, Claudio Bravo. Midfield 2, David Ayala, Diego Chara, Anthony, Evander, Jonathan Rodriguez, Felipe Mora. And the Timbers probably had a better chance to win tonight anyway. How we doing? Better than this game? Yeah, but this is a playoff game, so something. Man, it's going to suck for me. I got to do this, review this, and then get a couple hours, get a bit of sleep before the Chelsea Panathinaikos game. That's going to suck. 11 in the morning, crazy. Vancouver, Takaoka, Atakubi, Tristan Blackman, Ranko Veselinovic, Matthias Laborda, Stuart Armstrong, Andres Cubas, Pedro Vite, Ryan Gauld, Fafa Pico, Brian White for the Vancouver Whitecaps. How we doing, Rory? Well, at least Paulinho got a brace yesterday. 5-1, right? How we doing, Connor? 5-1 last night, right? Well, we move. Portland, Panamis, Bravo, Zuparic, Araujo, Mosquera, Ayala, Chara, Jonathan Rodriguez, Evander, Anthony, Felipe Mora. Hope they show the TIFO. I'm sure they will. They got time. I'm sure they will. They got time. Okay. Let's see where we're going here. Gotta put that one in. Oh. 3 tournaments, so many brackets. Could have had a hat trick. It was 5-0. Not happy MLS wants to split its season. It can't happen. I mean, I don't like it either, to be honest. It seems interesting just to see how they play it out. But I don't really like the idea. Like a 5-week winter break. I mean, you might as well do Apertura Clausura if you're going to do it that way. Maybe that's how they'll do it. But there's too many teams for that, to be totally honest. There's too many teams for Apertura Clausura, to be totally honest. Unless you just go straight down the conference, home and away, then the separate. I guess, well, what you could do is you do an Apertura, half the games in your conference at home, half away. Then you opposite it for the Clausura. Just like they do in Mexico. And then you have a playoff conference-wise. And then the only time you see a West versus East game is the MLS Cup final. Or the Clausura Apertura finals. And then after that, the winners of those games play for MLS Cup in May. So Campeón de Campeones actually means something. So your MLS Cup finalists are the Apertura Clausura winners. Unless you have a bicampeonato, which leads to that team already winning MLS Cup. I don't know. Maybe he's just busy. I don't. I mean, I hope he's okay too. I see. We'll see what it is, though. But with that being said, we're going to find out when the Red Bulls play Columbus. I think I'm doing one of those games. We'll find out if he's okay. Maybe he doesn't come back till then. If he doesn't, here's when I'll truly worry. If he doesn't show up during the Columbus Red Bull games. I think I'm doing one of them. So let's see. I think I'm doing one of those three. Yep, I am. Yep, I am on the 29th. So I'm doing Columbus Red Bulls, so we'll see. Yes? Game's about to start. Ricardo Marine goal versus... Okay, hold on. Let me go ahead and... Oh, it's right there. Perfect. Thank you. 23 hours ago. Here it is. All right. Golazo de Ricardo Marin. Cross into the box. Oh, my God. Side-footed. Didn't even turn. No look. Oh, my God. Okay. Side-footed without even looking at it. Okay. That's something. He didn't even look at that. Hold on. He didn't even look at that. Oh, my God. He didn't even look at that. Oh, my God. None's as good as that, I bet. Oh, my. No look, side-footed, beat the keeper. Back heel. Either way, he didn't look at it. Well, there you go. It's okay. The game didn't kick off. It took him 16 minutes to kick off after 25, so whatever. Okay. There we go. Let's see. 5-0. The second goal. Before this game starts. Extended highlights. Okay. Pineda. 1-0. Trying to find it. Chipped in. Penalty for goal 2. Yeah, that's obvious handball. What are you doing? What's the penalty? 2-0. Saved. Why's it got to be extended highlights? Jesus. The teams are about to get going. Violante, 2-0. It's the 5th goal. Because season pass has lost their damn minds. That's the 5th goal. We'll take. Oh my! What a volley! What a volley! But we're about to get going. Perfect timing. Horrible giveaway by the keeper, though, but what a volley. Vancouver wearing white, Portland wearing their green. Winner plays LAFC. Tied after 90, we go to penalties. Let's remember that. Thank God for this one thing. Thank God. I mean, yeah, but the keeper also put it. Good thing he put it away, but the keeper definitely did put it to him. He's like, punch, punch. And somehow, good for him, though. 0-0. Ma took the shot, too. Take that, Red Bulls. Playing forward. Pico gives it away. Mosquera going forward. Portland starting hot. Seems to me. This is what you do when you let the away game go. That's what happens when you let the home rights to the game go to the away team. I know it's 1 minute in, but I like what I'm seeing. Portland's going to make Vancouver pay, it seems like. And if they do, Toronto, well, it doesn't matter. They screwed themselves. Be 100% confirmed Toronto has no CCL if Vancouver loses. But then what about them playing LAFC? We'll at least have hope for another week. But they screwed themselves, so who am I kidding? Two minutes in. 0-0, Portland on the ball. See where it goes. Playing forward. How's AEW dying so bad? Because Tony Khan's a money mark. Because if Vancouver wins MLS Cup, they'll be in the round of 16, which will pass the Canadian Championship berth down to Toronto. You can't have two berths. Very likely, I would think that the Canadian Championship runner-up would get the Canadian Championship berth if the Canadian champion won the MLS Cup. You got to hope for a wildcard team to win it all on the road, but I don't know. I think Gerard Mayo lost the locker room. That's my opinion. 0-0. So there's still a slight, very, very small chance that Toronto's in Champions Cup. But it deals on Vancouver performing, which it looks to me doesn't look like that's going to happen. Playing forward. Chica Tigres lost against Mazatlan. They bottled it. Damn. They lost to Mazatlan. I can't believe it. Man, I can't believe it. Playing forward. 2-0. Lucha Libre, AAA, AEW. I agree. Ooh. I like both. I prefer UFC just slightly more. How we doing? Damn. Ada Morrison, Middlesbrough's 1-0 win for Sheffield. 90 minutes, 94 touches, 79 out of 83 passing, 6 out of 6 long balls, 3 out of 4 tackles, 6 out of 7 ground duels. I love that. Good for him. 2-0. Damn. Playing forward, Tyson. Playing forward, playing forward. I get that's too early to call, but do you think Columbus, if they keep everyone, can add some depth, make another run, and win the Champs Cup next year? Yeah, I could see it. I could see it. I think they've run out of gas, but if they use the offseason to recoup, get some better, not better players, but add some players, add some depth, yeah, I think they could make a run. It's not like they lost their quality. It's the fact that they're running on fumes. How we doing? Yeah. And then Antuna goes to Tigres and does nothing except 1 goal. I'm not surprised, to be totally honest. Seventh minute. Still 0-0. Portland is working it through. Who has more ball knowledge than Davi Silva? Just 1 assist. But they said he had 1 goal this Liga MX season. Wait, was that what Cruz was old before he got sold? Okay. Yeah, because it said 1 Liga MX goal this season. I think he did last a little bit for Saludos. I don't know about beat them, but it might go longer than we expect. But we'll find that out after Thanksgiving, American Thanksgiving. Because that's when that game's being played. Huh. Fair enough, but they stand a chance. That's a better way to say it. Panamis with a goal kick. Over the top. Headed down. 8 minutes in, 0-0. Portland playing forward. Peñarol got stomped. I know, I was watching. How we doing, Adam? I know, I was watching. Yeah, exactly. And there was a couple of league games before that. Leagues Cup. So, yeah, there you go. Nice. Big ups to Rocky. Big ups. Big ups. 9th minute. That was an awesome goal. I was watching that. There was actually, the first goal was scored by a former MLSer, just so you know. Jefferson Savarino scored for Botafogo. Thiago Almada was playing. Gregory's on that team as well, formerly in Miami. But they played 3 MLSers. And so, but yeah, Jefferson Savarino scored the first goal in that match. I was like, Well, an MLSer scores a goal there. That's nice. But I was watching that. Damn. Fair enough. He didn't show up at all. Damn. That sucks. You just got scammed. He's a free agent at the end of the year, so I think he's going to stay for the rest of the season, but sign a pre-contract in January with somebody. That's probably how it's going to go. So he's going to stay. He's not going to get sold in January. There's no reason to do that unless you want to leave that quickly. More likely, he signs pre-contract with the team he wants to go to in January and then moves in the summer as a free agent. That's more likely. Like, in the end, I mean, I don't really see people getting sold 6 months to go, at least in the European game. In MLS, there might be trades just like the American sports, but that's two different things. 11th minute cross in. Vancouver plays it through. Here's a chance. Good defensive play by Portland there. Exactly. Libertadores winners the past 5 years of Brazilian teams. 4 of those 5 finals were Brazilian versus Brazilian. So Brazilian football is doing the best right now. We're expected to have Moreira and Zawadzki back for the playoffs. 2 huge pieces going into the playoffs. Just sucks. I gotta wait till Tuesday to watch, but I'll be live for it. Who knows? Maybe Sean will show up. What's up? How we doing? Boca Juniors, they did semifinals of the Argentinian Cup, advancing on penalties. Oh, so you didn't get scammed that badly. He just didn't come. Marco Fabian versus Barcelona. Streets won't forget, I guess. 12th minute. I will review this game once it's over, and I will be live for Panathinaikos versus Chelsea tomorrow morning at 11:45. The things I do for y'all. The things I do. Yeah, I saw that. I think everybody saw MLS is considering going fall, spring, post-World Cup 26, which next year might be the final classic MLS season. So does that mean if MLS did switch in 26, does that mean we have an off season from like December to freaking August? Like, we ain't going to see any MLS for, you can't do that. They still have CCL matches. That makes, I don't know. Yes. This first match, yes. Peñarol's most expensive player, Leo Fernandez, is loaned from Toluca. Toluca is not good enough to play. Uruguay is a god. Both teams scoring that game. I could expect it. I mean, I don't exactly know how you're going. A 5-week break in December and January. I mean, you do that anyway, but it seems to me like that's still not enough with some of the cities this league is in. So that means some teams will go on long road stretches once they come back. Like, I don't know, Toronto, Montreal. Maybe Montreal plays at the Big O during those months. But I personally would hope for an apertura clausura. If we're going to go regular season schedule from August to the end of spring, I hope we go apertura clausura. Like, that makes way more sense. Then you could have that break without it really hurting momentum. But as I said, and that means the winner of MLS or the Apertura Clausura out of both conferences would be the MLS Cup final that last week of May. The final game of the season would be MLS Cup. So technically there would be no more conference. There would be conference champions for the Apertura and Clausura. That's the way I see it working the best. Then you have an MLS Apertura champion, which is basically the conference champion for one half of the MLS Cup, and then the Clausura champion. But basically the Campeón de Campeones would be the actual MLS Cup when it comes to MLS. In my opinion, that's the way it should be done. So the final week of the season in May, the final game is the MLS Cup final. So you run through 2 playoffs, and the actual MLS champion, the actual team that gets the star, is the team who wins the final between both half-season champions. I think that's the way it should be done. I think that makes more sense. So the only time you'll play a Western team is if you're in the Apertura or Clausura final, or if you're in the MLS Cup final and the other team's a Western team, or so on and so forth. It's my opinion. 4-0 Cruz Azul against Juarez, probably. Sepulveda brace, Faravelli goal. Toro Fernandez scores first game coming back after injury. I would think so, yes. At least in 2027. Taco Oka has the ball to be a goal kick for Vancouver's 16th minute. But again, if they're going to do a fall spring schedule, you do an apertura of everybody playing everybody in their conference once, half of them home, half of them away. Then the Clausura is the opposite. So whoever you played. So whoever you played in the apertura at home, you play them away. Everybody you played on the road, they already do. There's already 9 teams per conference right now. It would be the same format probably playoff-wise. But you play 14 games or 13 games. Top 8 teams, top 9 teams could still run the same playoff format without the best of 3, I guess. Conference finalists play in the Apertura final, then the Clausura final. The 2 winners, unless there's a bicampeonato, play an MLS Cup. Champion of MLS is the winner of MLS Cup at the end of May. There you go. I wish MLS would either get rid of conferences. Everyone plays once, play your main rival twice. Like you said, make it like the Mexican schedule. They're not going to get rid of conferences, so it's got to be like the Mexican schedule, but you play everybody in your conference once. Home or away. Then you opposite that. So in the Clausura, whoever you played away, you play at home. Whoever you played away, you play, or whoever you played at home, you play away. During the regular season. During the playoffs, then I still feel like they would rather do. Fair enough. I'm good with that. I'm fine with that. That's why I said split it by conference. So basically, you're having each conference play through each other. No interleague play except for the finals. They barely have any anyway. There's only like 6 interleague games in the new schedule, in the current schedule, with so many teams. There's only 6 interleague matches. 0-0 Comunicaciones Saprissa. So no interleague play till the Apertura Clausura final. Then technically the MLS Cup final could be interleague as well. If one Western team won one side, the Eastern team won the other. If it's 2 Eastern teams, that's the MLS Cup final. If it's 2 Western teams, there you go. Who won both. And then if there's a bicampeonato, I don't know what you do, but the MLS Cup champions, the bicampeonato. I guess you do a Super Cup between the last 2 MLS champions, just because of the contractual obligations. The MLS Super Cup or whatever. But that one doesn't mean anything, I guess. That one doesn't mean anything. Unless you have to give an extra CCL spot out of it, then I guess somebody who may have been shit may luck their way to an MLS or CCL spot. I don't know. Who knows? I think that's the best idea if they're going to go spring, fall. That's my opinion. 20th minute. Header by Vancouver. Vancouver has started to pick up a little bit this game for sure. Fafa Pico shot. Saved by Panamas. Brought down Blackman. Shot. Save. Rebound. Goal. 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 Ryan Gauld scores the rebound. I mean, yeah, pretty much thanks to LAFC being in the final Leagues Cup. Well, they had to win the semifinal. But it was Indy 11, so there you go. But Ryan Gauld puts away the rebound. Vancouver's up 1-0. Vancouver's been growing into this game. And he gets it, Ryan Gauld. Horrible defensive clearance. Panamas gives it away. 1-0 in the 20th minute. Headed away. Blackman bring it down after the Fafa Pico shot and save. And then the rebound gets to Ryan Gauld off the Panamas save. Sadly, and it goes into the near post for Ryan Gauld. Bravo tried to clear it, but he couldn't. I actually agree. I think he got called up the last international window, didn't he, though? As he should. Well, if offensive midfielder is what you're talking about, I agree. If you're talking about midfielder overall, Alonso Cuello should be up in that discussion. Looks like they might be checking it, but it's a goal. It is a goal. It stands. 20th minute. Messi's probably going to stay through the World Cup. Just my hunch. So, it is a goal. 20th minute, 1-0 for Vancouver. Vancouver might be the away team, but they're playing like the home team. Portland still has time, though. Who knows? Will we see another comeback that leads to a penalty shootout, just like last night? Toronto's Canadian Championship hopes might still be alive. Might still be, or CONCACAF Champs Cup hopes might still be alive. '20th minute for Ryan Gauld. Okay, yep. Technically, yes. Yeah, some of their overlays are not working on MLS Season Pass right now. I can tell you that much. Playing forward, cross in. Mora can't get the header. Jonathan! Shot. Wide and cleared. Canada teams are flaking. Well, Toronto just sucked. I don't know what you're trying. They sucked at the end. They choked. Montreal, they almost came back, but they lost a shootout. It was really one penalty that decided it. But when you put yourself behind the 8 ball multiple times, you shoot yourself in the foot. They couldn't get up on their good foot. 23rd minute. Yep, rest in peace to Fernando Valenzuela. Legendary MLB pitcher. Legendary Dodger. Right before the World Series. Win it for Fernando. At least that's the way I hope the Dodgers see it. Helpful because I do not want the Yankees winning the World Series. So, Dodgers win it for Fernando. Yes, yes. And Diego Chara gets a yellow card. I'm not surprised. What are your thoughts on Landon Donovan saying that Pulisic should have went to MLS instead of AC Milan? He was an idiot at first, and he's even more of an idiot now. Armstrong plays it back. Plays it forward, 24th minute. Into the box. Oh, my God. No way. Shot. Goal. Crossed across the box. Brian White puts it away for Vancouver. Brian White scores the second goal. Laborda with a cross across the bow. Brian White puts it away. 2-0. I bet he is. The World Series? No. No, I'm not. Can't wait for the Club World Cup. That's next year, but there's a little bit of an Intercontinental Cup the rest of this year, intermittently. Brian White puts one away. The way Vancouver's playing, they probably will protect this 2-0 lead more than the freaking Atlanta United did. He changed. Alex is a mod now. He changed his name. Couldn't change it back for 2 weeks, but it's a couple of days. Hold on. He's right here. He's right here. He just changed his name for trolling purposes, and now he's got to wait a couple of days to change it back. He's still here. 25th minute. And I feel like that's going to be the one. 2-0 for Vancouver. Well, at least there won't be any extra time. Yeah, because Mexico beat the USA. Because Mexico beat the USA. He made the bet. I gave it to him. I guess because Panamis was the hot hand recently. And they wanted to ride the hot hand. But he did give away the first goal. You know, I don't understand it either. But Panamis has been the hot hand for a couple of games now. So they've been riding the hot hand. And that does suck. In Toluca, that would have been awesome too. Let's see. James Panamis. Let's look at the last couple. He did start decision day. He started during the international break on the 6th. Or no. He started before the break. Then Crepeau started for Canada against Panama. Well, I mean, I thought it may have been real. I don't know. Playing forward. He didn't start any games from August to October 2nd. Started during the Copa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 straight games. I don't think they had any Open Cup games. Started in May. Started in April. Came on against LAFC. 40 minutes. That could have been a start. But he did start the season opener. 26 minute. So he's played a good bit of games for Portland. 15 for Portland. He's conceded 15. Now 17. With these two in the playoff. The wild card match. 28th minute. Man, I'm going to have both my wild card picks wrong. Hey, if that means I get everything else right, though, I won't. Yep, 3-2 for Sabao over Real Hope in the Caribbean Cup tonight. There's a playing game being played in the Central American Cup as we speak right now. And tomorrow, the first leg of Real Esteli versus Herediano gets played. And the first leg of Cavalier versus Mocha gets played. I'll be live for that one, though. So tomorrow I'll be live for Chelsea. Panathinaikos Chelsea, review that match. I'll be live for Mocha versus Cavalier. Then after that game, in the slot of what review would come from that game, I will recap my wild card predictions and make my knockout, my conference quarterfinal predictions. For the MLS Cup playoffs. So 1 actual match review, 2 lives, prediction video. Because the next day, guess what, on Friday? Miami plays Atlanta. And we'll be live for that one. I do have to make some streams tomorrow as well. Man, I'm going to be busy tomorrow. Running on what? 4 hours of sleep? Something like that. So there you go. Also, I'll review this game too. So we got a lot of content coming up in a very short period of time. Well, like 3 streams and 3 videos in less than 24 hours. Something like that. Yeah. Vancouver's really rolling this game. So why the hell does he want to flip it? Vancouver just scored a third. I'm hearing. What a horrible giveaway by Bravo. Picked up by Vancouver. Lord have mercy. Pedro Vite pops it top of the box. Armstrong to Gauld. Ryan Gauld chip goal. Oh my God. Just lobs a chip and beats Panamas 3-0 for Ryan Gauld. A brace for the Scottish superhero, Ryan Gauld. What a chip. 3 defensive brain farts from Portland will have knocked them out of the playoffs. Another heartbreaking season end for the Timbers over the past 3 years. But at least this time was in the playoffs. The past 2 years, they've got knocked out on decision day. This year, they drew on decision day, already through, and now are getting heartbreakingly stabbed in the gut, at home no less, against Vancouver. Vancouver might just... This team might be good. And I'm fine with it because you know what? Help Toronto, please. Please come out of nowhere and help Toronto get to CCL, please. I'm honestly rooting for it. Shock LA, shock Seattle or Houston, shock the other LA team, and then shock Miami. I'm not predicting it. I'm going to predict the realistic picks, but I will root for the craziness. I will root for the craziness because it benefits me. Thank you very much. Ryan Gauld scores the third. 3-0. On October 27th, the winner of this plays LAFC. Both my wildcard predictions have been wrong, though. He's wrong, though. Because why are you saying you want to go to a fall spring schedule, but then in the same breath you say leagues around the world will be in shape, much, much better shape with MLS structure. And you also, I know you're probably also meaning the salary cap and all that, but you're wrong. Well, different reasons, but works for me. I'm rooting for him for self-serving reasons. That's something that we probably don't deserve, but, you know, whatever. Now, if the Pirate was leading the team for those self-serving reasons, this is Vancouver. They're the redheaded stepchildren. It's like Southern Miss. Like, yeah, am I going to root for Toronto to beat them when it's Toronto versus Vancouver? Yes, but it's not a rivalry to me. The Vancouver fans are the ones who feel like there's a rivalry between Toronto and Vancouver. I hate losing to Vancouver, but I don't give a crap about, like, I'll defend them, to be honest, against other people who aren't Canadian football, Canadian soccer fans. Montreal is the one I actually hate. This is like Southern Miss. This is like Southern Miss and Mississippi State. Yeah, it's a rivalry when they play. I don't think of you. Like, any other day of the year, I don't think of you, Vancouver. It's not a rivalry to me. And maybe it's more meaningful than the Trillium Cup. It may be more realistic than the Trillium Cup, which is barely, but still. 31st minute. Okay, yep, 31st. Holy crap, every 5 minutes they score since they've scored their first goal. 3-0. I have no problem with Vancouver. Like, the Vancouver fans are the ones who actually think there's a rivalry between Toronto and Vancouver. Like, yeah, I hate losing to them. I hate when we play them. I honestly feel the same way as I do playing anybody else. I hate losing to anybody. And I hate it even more when it's Montreal. But Vancouver Toronto is not a rivalry to me. I do not think of you when we're not playing you. Or I guess when I'm watching you play. But Montreal's in my head rent-free. Seattle's in my head rent-free. So, yes, there's an opportunity for a Cascadia team to be in my head rent-free. That would be Seattle. I hate them. Like, yeah, I root for Vancouver to beat Seattle. I root for Portland to beat Seattle. I have more of a soft spot for Portland. I prefer Portland out of the Cascadia clubs, but when it comes down to it, I have no problem with Vancouver winning anyway. I mean, I do too, but I have a self-serving reason not to. So, well, I still feel bad for him, but not that bad. Hot take, I like MLS and how it is. Don't care for Pro Rel. Pro Rel won't work here because the majority of Americans don't watch soccer as it is. Hence to why they won't even know or care what Pro Rel is. I want MLS to grow and get bigger, but Pro Rel won't do shit. We need to be organic, create stars, and promote them, but MLS sucks at doing that. Well, you're right on that final point, but I don't even talk about Pro Rel, to be honest. I don't even debate Pro Rel. It's beating a dead horse. It's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. So why are we beating a dead horse? Hell, Mexico stopped doing Pro Rel. They stopped doing Descenso, and they're never going to bring it back. So what exactly are we trying to accomplish here? If Mexico got rid of it for cronyistic reasons, but if they got rid of it, what are we actually trying to accomplish here? If Mexico got rid of it, why should we bring it in? Why were we ever going to bring it in? Stop beating a dead horse. I'm tired of hearing the shit. There's no reason to debate it. It's like debating on something in politics that would never get changed. It's like debating on, well, okay, I understand why people debate on Pro Rel then, because taxation is theft, but they'll never stop. Hell, even if you do believe taxation is theft, you have to realize that the tax code heavily has to change, but you can't stop the taxes. You still have to have at least a flat tax on people's income. Like, what I wish taxes were totally gone? Yes. Am I that delusional? No, but taxation is still theft. But I think everybody could agree on a 3%, 5% flat tax on their income, plus sales tax on purchases like normal. And you throw property levels in there as well for the tax days. But all these loopholes and shit, no. 25%, no. 25% on unrealized gains, no. But you get my point. Taxation is still theft, though. Cross in. Header. Third 3-0. 38th minute. Good, I'm glad. Pro Rel doesn't happen. I never cared for it anyways. I mean, bro, think about it. Why the hell would I want my team to fight even harder just to get back in the league we once were in? I agree. I don't even like Pro Rel anyway. Like, I get why Europe does it. They've had it for 100 damn years. CONCACAF, we weren't created that way. I mean, yeah, Mexico had Descenso for a long time until recently during COVID, and they're never going to bring it back. So Mexico ain't doing it. I don't feel so bad that MLS doesn't do it. Not that I ever felt bad that MLS doesn't do it, but American owners, especially since it's a single entity and they're really only owning a share, what makes you think they're going to let their money, the cap of their money, just go down every so often? You wouldn't do that. Look at it business-wise. You wouldn't do that. So I'm just comparing people debating Pro Rel about also debating something that would never change. But then again, now I understand it because, again, well, exactly. "39th minute. I've seen some people complain about it, but really, The only people I've seen complain about Descenso going away, they've only complained about it in the guise of the national team. Which, trust me, there's bigger problems with the Mexican national team when it comes to anything else. Preferably not selling your players to Europe when they have the chance. That's a bigger problem. As well as there's a lot bigger problems in Mexican football than the Descenso being gone. They're all cronyism, but there's a lot more problems than that. Like, if we're blaming Descenso being gone as the problem, you're delusional. You're wrong. There's a lot more problems than that. And a lot bigger problems than that. 39th into the 40th minute. Yeah, and the problem is MLS isn't exactly connected to the lower leagues, the USL. The USL wants to be their own thing now. MLS Next Pro is not going to take relegated teams. The best you would get, and it's not even true pro rel, I guess, is an MLS 1. Basically, they separate the leagues into haves and have-nots. They go to 60 markets. 30 markets are in MLS 2. 30 markets are in MLS 1. You have the haves and the have-nots. Some have-nots come up just to get smacked back down. It doesn't work. Like, yeah, I would love to see Louisville City in MLS. USL ain't going to go for that. At least it's a pro-rel situation. Would Louisville City buy in? No. Ironically, it'd be funny considering Orlando City used to be the USL franchise Orlando City. Then they moved to Louisville when the MLS Orlando City came in to the league. So technically, so there's also a little bit of a whatever. 41st minute. Yeah, I agree with that. Vancouver's definitely playing way better in this game so far. Jonathan Rodriguez puts it wide. It's going to be a goal kick. Comunicaciones 1-0 Saprissa. Ooh, Saprissa's got problems. I know it's a play-in, but still. I know they're playing in Guatemala, but still. Then again, I guess it's not so bad to lose to Comunicaciones considering they're a bigger club than Antigua. Exactly. Exporting talent's the bigger issue. Or putting higher prices on players' heads so they don't leave. Yeah, it's a way bigger issue. Way bigger. Fafa Pico playing forward. Cross in. Save by Panamis. Nobody. The names in MLS, yeah, Cucho, definitely. Carlos Vela had a name, but Carlos Vela became Superman in MLS. Well, they sort of made him. They sort of made Carlos Vela. I wouldn't say completely. Like, he was definitely a DP that MLS made more mythical. Like, he had a name, but he still became more mythical. Like, Carlos Vela's peak is arguably his years at LAFC. Arguably. Like, nobody thought of Carlos Vela as a freaking assassin in front of net. Header away over the bar. I'm just saying. But Cucho, yeah, but most DPs are ones that are names or, well, Thiago Almada. Well, wait, Thiago Almada. That Streets won't forget. That was an awesome era. Well, Thiago Almada MLS made. That's not exactly what I said. And yeah, I know there's promotion relegation in Central America and the Caribbean, but those are smaller leagues anyway. And to be honest, I think MLS is way more symbiotic with Mexico, to be totally frank. Like, MLS is way more symbiotic with Mexico. Like, whether it's warranted or not, whether they forced it or not, because MLS has definitely forced it, being symbiotic with Mexico, thanks to Leagues Cup and the somewhat talk emerging, which I don't think will happen, but, you know. Well, he left the league, so there you go. Mourinho would beat the hell out of Pep like he always does. Didn't say they'd. Yeah, but Messi was created by other forces. It's just like Zlatan. Zlatan was a guy way before MLS. Insigne, his name value was created before MLS. Then he's the funny part is Insigne has destroyed his name value. If we want to be honest, yeah, MLS has changed Lorenzo Insigne's name value. He destroyed everything he ever had. He destroyed any of the good legacy he ever had. He destroyed it all. He destroyed it all. I would agree with that. Like, Lorenzo Insigne destroyed everything. Every part of his legacy coming to MLS. So, that guy was a dumbass. He was a dumbass back then, and he's a dumbass now. They're the best team. I won't say it yet. They have to win MLS Cup. They have to win MLS Cup. Oh, it's 64th minute, 1-1 between Comunicaciones Saprissa, the play-in. Listen, right now, they have the points record. If Miami wins MLS Cup, I can't fight it. I really can't. I'm still going to believe that the 2017 Toronto FC team was the best team in MLS history, in my opinion. And I don't think that's biased. I legitimately think, as a team, that team was better than this year's Miami team. But if Miami wins the MLS Cup, it's a wrap. They're going to call them the best MLS team of all time. They just have to win the Cup to do it. I'm surprised I haven't started already with a points record, but Toronto won the Cup when they won the Shield and had the points record and won the Canadian Championship. So you can't just say, oh, Miami got the points record and be like, oh, they're the best MLS team of all time if they lose the Cup. If Columbus goes and upsets them, or hell, they lose to a Western team. You can't do it. But I guarantee you, if Miami wins the MLS Cup, people are going to start saying it, that Miami this year was the best MLS team of all time. And if they go on a CCL run, it's going to just amplify and amplify and amplify. But also the thing that Toronto team had was that CCL run in 2018. If you add that on, 2017 to spring 2018 Toronto FC, you add that on, they're the best MLS team of all time. In my opinion, I don't even care if Miami wins the MLS Cup. I don't care. Get to the CCL final next year. Then we could talk. Points record don't mean shit. Messi doesn't mean shit. Cup honestly don't mean shit. If you get knocked out where you got knocked out in CCL this year after winning the Cup and getting the points record, I'm not going to hear it. I don't want to hear it, frankly. So, 48th minute of stoppage, 48th minute of the half, one more minute of stoppage time, 3-0 for Vancouver. I would agree with that. But does Liga MX do it better? Just see what you're saying. A club does it better. Like, that's like saying Miami does well promoting. I mean, they have Messi. That's a cheat code. Like, the thing that pisses me off about MLS putting all their eggs in the Messi basket while he's here is that, yeah, season pass is going to have high numbers of subscriptions and viewership. But once he leaves, Once Messi leaves, there's only going to be about 10% of his fans that stay watching MLS, which I guess is still a plus. Yes, you're going to keep the people who already watched MLS pre-Messi. You're going to keep the MLS sickos. You're going to keep the U.S. casuals that watch the league, more likely than not. You will go back. Worst case scenario, MLS goes back to their numbers before Messi was here. 3-0 at the half of Vancouver versus Portland. 3-0 at the half. Gold, white, gold. Another 45 minutes. I could see it. I think Cruz Azul is going to win the Apertura. We'll find out in December, and I'll be live for that final at the very least. I could see them going far in Champions Cup as well. But here's my thing. When Messi leaves MLS, the worst case scenario is MLS goes back to their 2022, early 2023 numbers. Best case is they keep about 15, 20% of Messi's fans still watching the league. Whether those fans stay Miami fans or they actually find a team. I know I watched 0-0. Well, by myself, I didn't cover it, but I watched the game 0-0. Antigua Alajuelense. If they have to win at home. Straight up, they have to win. Draw knocks them out. Unless for a 0-0, then that's penalties. A loss knocks them out. A scoring draw knocks them out. 0-0 draw puts them in penalties. A win puts Alajuelense through. Well, that's going to take a couple of years, though. But those 15, 20% of Messi fans at best, who knows if they stay Miami fans or who knows if they try to become fans of another team. Who knows? But MLS is, I guess, hoping for that 10 to 20%. I'd say about 7 to 10% of Messi fans stay MLS fans. I don't think they're losing everybody. I do think some people who are Messi fans who are watching the league for him will fall in love with this league. Have fallen in love with this league. Enjoy watching it. But that's only about 7 to 20%. I guarantee you. If it's anything higher than 20, that's like an amazing upset. If it's 50, 60, 70, you knocked it out of the park. I guess Garber was right. But did you see what happened to PSG when Messi left? Nobody gives a shit anymore. Nobody. Not one. Nobody. I don't see nobody wearing PSG kits anymore. Especially Barcola kits. Gonzalo Ramos. I don't see it. I don't see people talking about PSG anymore. Unless you're on a network that actually talks about football all the time or you're talking about the Champions League. Nobody gives a shit about them anymore. Barcelona's a different thing. Barcelona, Messi is a cult hero to them and the Argentinians. That's where these people's loyalty lie. Either Barcelona or Argentina or both. Their loyalty doesn't lie with Paris. Their loyalty doesn't lie with Miami and MLS. Well, yeah. Same thing for Saudi Arabia. I agree. But Saudi Arabia is going bigger China. They're spending way more money, and I don't think there'll be a pandemic that stops them spending money on their football. Unless they're like, oh, we got the World Cup after 2034. They just let it go anyway. I don't know. We'll find out. But it ain't going to be a pandemic that stops them. I mean, the CSL, the Chinese Super League, was starting to fall off a little bit before the pandemic anyway. But exactly. The Messi fans' true loyalty either lies with Barcelona, Argentina, or both. They could be Argentinians that root for Barca, which I guess that would still be their loyalty lies more with Argentina, but Messi's such a cult hero with Barcelona. The Messi fans still watch Barcelona. Hey, stop the Serie A disrespect. Stop with the Serie A disrespect. That's wrong. Like the Olympics. Like every time there's an Olympics, guess what? The Olympic facilities go downhill fast. World Cup stadiums, especially if they're ones built for the World Cup, they go downhill fast. You don't really see it for the World Cup as much unless it's countries like Qatar. Like that's more of an Olympic phenomenon. But what happened with the Qatar World Cup is very similar to what happens to Olympic facilities post-Olympics, winter or summer. Vancouver looking for their first playoff win since 2017. They look like they're probably going to get it. I agree. With that being said, we'll take a short break at the half, talk about the stats, get this one going. Super chats are on. 3-0. I agree. But that's like a mini Messi type situation. Ain't nothing to what Messi is. They just went to the Champions League final 2 years ago. What? Milan. Inter Milan. We'll take a short break. We'll be back. Sit tight. 3-0. Back to the stats of the half. Yeah, I agree. That was awesome. But Miami's going to blow it out of the water. With that being said, stats of the half, 41% possession to 59% possession, 6 shots to 6, 5 shots on goal to 2, 160 accurate passes to 240, 81% to 84%, 5 fouls to 5, 5 corners to 2. We got 6 shots to 6, 1 shot off the goal to 3, 5 shots on goal to 2, 197 passes to 286. 286. 81% pass accuracy to 84% pass accuracy. 5 throws to 12. 5 offside to 0. 0 yellow cards to 1. 0 red cards to 0. 3-0 at the half. Portland has gotten owned. Well, they better pay him to do that shit then. You know, you have a good point. Maybe they'll freaking pay him. No? More likely I'll laugh, to be honest. Likely I'll laugh, to be honest. The stupidity in a scary movie is crazy. And sometimes somebody just gets killed in an absurd way that you just can't help but laugh at the absurdity of the situation. With that being said, Vancouver's been the better team throughout the first half. They've been the better side. They've been more clinical. They've been stronger. There's nothing really that Vancouver's done wrong. Portland started off maybe good the first 5 to 7 minutes, but Vancouver's legitimately ran their show since. Vancouver's played this game exactly like they're the home team, even though they're technically not. They technically are, but they technically are not. Timbers look like they have nothing in this game. They look like they're nothing in this game. It's honestly sad, to be honest. They look like they've got nothing tonight. And this is going to be a hard deficit to come back from. If Montreal had it hard, come back from 2. Portland don't look, at least Montreal looked like they were the better team overall last night. They just got scored on against the run of play twice. Vancouver, while scoring against the run of play, sort of, have looked like the better team. The Timbers got a high hill to climb, to be honest, and I don't know if they can. We will review this game once it's over, then we will see what else we got to do. Portland. Yeah, I'll probably eat some chips after. But with that being said, we move to the second half. We've kicked off in the second half, 45th minute. Super Rich off for Kamal Miller. Claudio Bravo off for Santi Moreno. Diego Chara off for Eric Williamson. Yep, they're going to try to pick this up. Exactly. And it's funny, and the sad part about that is that PSG honestly is a better team now, like a better watch now than they were when Messi was there. If we're being totally honest. Like, PSG is more fun to watch now than when Messi was there. And now that Mbappe's gone, they're very much a free-flowing team. They're actually playing team football. And honestly, you can see how the tactics look much better, to be honest. They're better to watch. They're actually a better team on results in the bigger games because they're gone. It's actually funny that this is the best they've ever played and nobody gives a shit. It's actually funny. But I mean, I actually enjoy watching them now. Honestly, I kind of want to see this PSG team, like this iteration with Barcola, Gonzalo Ramos, like this iteration of the PSG team win the Champions League. Just to make people look like dumbasses. To see if people just jump back on the bandwagon once they get to the final or something like that. Just to make people look like dumbasses. Like, that'd be the funny part. I honestly sort of am rooting for them. No, I think he's retired. I said Gonzalo Ramos, the Portuguese striker. I was talking about the Portuguese striker, Gonzalo Ramos. Sergio Ramos is like totally retired at this point. I think he's a free agent, but I think he's totally retired at this point. Anthony playing forward. He does. He does. Well, the fan base were the shitty ones. He didn't want to be in Paris anyway. They technically weren't wrong, per se. They were wrong about how they handled it, but he didn't even want to be in Paris anyway. He wished Barcelona didn't get rid of him. I don't think he wanted to be in Paris. He honestly looks happier in Miami. Like, he honestly looks way happier in Miami. I think Messi honestly was sad that Barca got rid of him and that Man City didn't want him. I think if Barca got rid of Messi, besides Miami, of course, which sort of there was always groundwork being laid there ever since Miami got into the league, Messi probably would have went to Man City because of Pep. Like, he wanted to do that. I don't think he wanted PSG. I think the fans, the Ultras are right in that way, that he didn't want PSG. PSG just gave him the biggest bag, and Man City didn't come in for him like that. Not the big bag, but a somewhat smaller bag, but from Man City. I don't think Man City came in at all, besides the initial offering and some like that. Initial contact. So when Man City dropped out, PSG gave him a big bag and said, hey, here you go. Like, Messi would have played on a damn barely anything pay cut for Barcelona if he was allowed to. Let's remember this. Like, he would have paid for free for Barca, pretty much, if they would have allowed him to. They didn't. Which is stupid because it's Messi, but whatever. Vancouver plays forward. Armstrong crosses it back. Oh, Portland almost. We're getting old. We're getting old. It sucks. You know when it's going to hit us harder, though? When players of this era, when like the Mbappes and Haalands retire, then it's going to hit us. Like, it's hit us that we're not kids anymore, but this makes us feel old. But like when Mbappe retires and Haaland retires and players like that, we're going to be like, holy shit, we're really old. Like, holy shit, we're really old. Not just, we're not kids no more old. Holy shit, we're really old. We actually are. Which I guess, in a way, that's okay. Like, me too, because he's younger than me. Like, it's weird. Like, when I watch Lamine Yamal play. He's younger than me. Watching players younger than me. Vancouver scored a fourth goal. Stuart Armstrong scores for Vancouver 4-0. Stuart Armstrong 4-0. 51st minute. First minute. Let's see. Ball played over the top. Plays it down. Cross in. Headed in by Armstrong. 4-0. I agree. Yep. But speaking of that, if y'all know hockey, you'll get what I'm saying. If you don't, you won't. But it's like watching the World Juniors. It's a U20 hockey tournament at the end of the year from Boxing Day, the day after Christmas, to 5 days after the New Year. So it's post-Christmas, a little bit post-New Year. You know, it's like that. It's basically an extended, hey, here's what I celebrate after Christmas sort of thing. Here's how I spend my post-Christmas and basically a winter break type event, okay? Well, if you're that age group, but I don't think any of y'all are. It always was fit in nicely during the school years, you know. During the school years, it was always, the World Juniors always fit in nicely during the winter break. So I like calling it that, like, winter break event still to this day. But it's a U20 hockey tournament. And it's a cult event. I love the World Juniors. It's an amazing hockey tournament. It's where you see the big prospects play, whether they're 2 draft years away or upcoming draft year. It's basically like watching college football and the bowl season. It's like, oh, well, I don't know about that anymore, but it used to be. A lot of opt-outs, like the college football playoff. There we go. That's a better way to say it. But you're watching the next big hockey stars when they're 18, 19, 20, playing for their countries, Canada, USA, so on and so forth. And it's weird. Ever since I've gotten older than 20, it really hit me about 2 years ago. 22, the winter of 22, really hit me then that, holy shit, I'm older than these guys. It really hit me. Like, holy shit, I'm older than these guys. I feel old. It's a weird feeling is my point. It's a weird feeling. Yep. That too, but I'm just saying it works in hockey as well. I mean, hockey's my 1A sport or 1B sport. I love hockey. I love hockey. Yep. Hell, my dad remembers Pele, so he's not that. He's not. Well, if you say 54 is old, but I don't know. Mid-50s. It has been, but there's always one of those years. So, almost. 55th minute, Portland playing 4, but it's 4-0 Vancouver. I mean, this game's over at this point, but I still have to go the whole way. Over the top. Mosquera, cross in. Yeah, I don't blame you. Yeah. Some things don't make sense, to be honest. 56th minute. Playing forward. Ooh. Good. Playing forward's Portland. Mora loses the ball. Playing forward. Any goals at this point are consolations unless some crazy stuff happens for Portland. Corner for Portland. Now you put in effort. Now you start really putting in effort. Okay, that makes no sense. You're down. Heavy. I don't get it. Cross in. Header. Shot. Jonathan Rodriguez. That's cleared. Well, yeah. But I think that as we age, the time we live is just a smaller and smaller fraction. Like our days are a smaller and smaller fraction of our life. The reason days feel slower when we're younger is perceptively the day is a lot longer of a portion of our life, a percentage of our life. The older we get, the less a day adds the percentage of our life. So, or the less that a day is the percentage of our life, comparatively. I don't know how exactly, maybe it's more of a brain aging thing, but I saw that. Let me talk to you. Yeah. What everybody's saying. Yeah. $5-0 for Vancouver. Holy shit. Holy shit. Adekube playing forward. Armstrong plays it on. Ryan Gauld for a hat trick. Ryan Gauld scores a hat trick. Nope, it is. Hat trick. Armstrong plays it on to Gauld. The Scottish connection. Ryan Gauld 5-0. Hat trick. '59th minute. 5-0. Well, Kamal Miller got beat by Gauld. Fair. Dummy. Yeah. Dummy. Yeah. Yeah. Dummy. Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, it sucks. But Vancouver, I'm not changing my prediction on the LAFC Vancouver tie. But if Vancouver pulled the upset, I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it. Portland is falling apart. Never use Joe Chin's chains for them, no. Never use Joe Chin's chains for them, no. Low gear, high gear. Yeah, you don't use chainsaws on waves. That doesn't do anything but splash you and hit you with sharp beads of water. I mean, it wouldn't cut you, I don't think, but I don't know. It's a draw. 1-1 aggregate draw between Comunicaciones and Saprissa. Thank you very much. Let me fill that out. 0 for 2 on my wild card predictions at this point. We'll fill that out later. Okay, perfect. Hold on. Okay, yep. Low gear, high gear. Rocking to the beat of the sun. Oh, dear. High gear. Hold on. Let me see where it was played. It was played in Guatemala. Okay. So, there we go. Perfect. Okay. 1-1. Perfect. '61st minute. All right. So tomorrow there's 2 CONCACAF games. We're only covering 1. Do not choose the wrong team. I'm not changing my prediction tomorrow for the conference quarters. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I would hope Vancouver somehow pulls an upset because, that helps Toronto. But for CCL hopes, they still have to pull 3 more upsets. But we'll go. We'll go there when we get there. Vancouver jersey against LAFC if I cover that game? I would say so. Two subs for Vancouver. Why? Why? They're winning. Two subs. Dead Island 2 is kind of cool, but it's boring. Ryan Gould's coming off. Okay, that makes sense. Hat trick. Shot. He hits the rebound. The chip. Then the lob on Panamis. And then the last goal runs through and pops it far side. Well, I mean, the Scottish do for Ryan Gauld, which is part of the British Isles. Ryan Gould's off for Ryan Raposo. Brian Watt's off for Levane Johnson. Alessandro Schultz is on for Stuart Armstrong. Yeah, that's man of the match. I feel you. Could get worse. 64th minute. Anthony's off for Eric Miller. No, he already was, actually. He already was. Portland didn't make a sub. Oh, Fought Mob accidentally. Oh, he is off for Eric Miller. Okay. They put on Kamal Miller, then they took off Anthony for Eric Miller. Fought Mob got it wrong. My bad. So they're both Millers are on. They have 1 sub left. Playing forward. Not in a good way. Adios and good night. I'm done. Well, at least it won Montreal. Well, I mean, they started off pretty well. Then they fell off, and then they were ups and downs this year. There were ups and downs, but they did start well. Like, I thought they started to a point where Phil Neville could have been coach of the year. Then it fell. Then they built back a little bit. Then it fell. consistency wasn't really there. Schultz with a shot blocked away. 66th minute. Out for be a corner kick. 66th minute. Raposo over the corner. Cross in. Headed down. Picked up. Cross in. Headed away. Man, what a horrible throw in. 67th minute. Portland was a 9 seed for a reason. They still, man, what sucks is they have a home game. What sucks is they defaulted to a home game and then came up goose eggs. Like, that's gotta suck. Like, that's gotta suck even worse. Like, you basically defaulted to a home game. Hell, I might rant. And I'm not even a Timbers fan like that. I might rant. This is a shit show. Makes the video longer. Makes turnarounds tighter for me, but who gives a shit, frankly? One Tijuana America. Man, Jolos is damn good. I can't look away. Out for yellow card for Evander. 69th minute. Just keeps getting worse. Evander gets a yellow. 69th minute. Here we go. Gauld, 4 shots on goal, 3 goals. Evander, 3 shots on goal, no goals. 1 yellow. Playing forward, 70th minute. Fifth minute, or 70th minute. 5-0. th minute. th minute. I don't blame him. I'm second-handedly depressed. This is bad. And I mean, I'm not mad about the fact that Toronto's Champions League hopes are slightly still alive. Because again, if Vancouver wins MLS Cup, that Canadian Championship spot might just would probably go down the river to us. Very likely. I don't see why it wouldn't. If these, Lord help me. Lord help me if Vancouver somehow I don't blame you. Free kick for Portland, but I mean, I've given them credit before. They're a good team. I never said they weren't a good team. I just hate when Toronto loses to them, but I've given them credit. They build their team well. Axel's a good GM, good director of soccer operations, director of football. Vanni Sartini's a good coach. I don't know what it is, but he's a good coach. He gets those players playing for him. He's a very good motivator. His tactics are good. I've always given them I've given Montreal props when they deserve it. Vancouver, I don't find it hard to give them props. I think I have. It's just, when Toronto plays them, I focus more on Toronto anyway. And I hate when Toronto loses to them, especially when it really matters. Free kick over the bar. Or goal kick. Caught by Takaoka. Well, there you go. Cross in by Schultz. Could they? Johnson, cleared. Ha! Oh, Lord. Okay. Wait, hold up. Is this the first home team hat trick at Providence Park? Oh, Phil Neville said the soccer gods were on his side before the game. Yeah, that is, famous last words, dumbass. Huh. Famous last words, dumbass. 74th minute. Hawaii 5-0. Hawaii 5-0. Oh. 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 Providence 5-0. Oh, yeah, okay. I like that. That's good. LA Clippers 88, 79 Suns, fourth quarter. James Harden 20 points with no Kawhi. Interesting. '75th minute. 15 minutes to go. Overthrew. Goal kick taken. 76th minute. 5-0. I'm stunned. I'm slack-jawed stunned. This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. And Fafa Pico is off for Damir Krylak. Finishing 5-1. I don't think so. I don't think so. 76th minute. Would you rather miss the playoffs entirely or immediately go out 5-0 at home in the wild card match? I'd honestly rather miss the playoffs. Entirely. Playing forward, 77th minute. Vancouver trying to find another. Damir Krylak plays it up. Raposo. Man, Vancouver's still going for another. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. '78th minute. I don't know what the hell happened here. No. Oh, Lord. Lord have mercy. In a way, Portland let Vancouver win. I agree. Vancouver was so clinical, and Portland has been so uncoordinated. They've been blinder than Stevie Wonder. This is bad. This is bad. Kid, this is bad. Bad. Dude. Timber! It's going. Portland's going down. I'm yelling timber! I'm sorry. This is just. Portland's going down. I'm yelling timber! Oh, Lord, man. What would you rather want? Me ranting about them or just bannering the shit out of them? What do you want me to do? Or both? Or both. What do you want me to do? Oh, Lord. Takoko with a goal kick. 79th minute. Lord. Never use Joe Chin's chains for them. No. Never use Joe Chin's chains for them. There we go. Jesus. Cross in. Levante Johnson puts the cross in. Power off. Power on. Yes. Yes. Get up, turn your chainsaw on. Power off, power on. Now let's start with this tree here. Low gear, high gear. Yeah, fair enough. Chop all them down, every single one down. We're going to make a good playoff win with all the timber around. Never use Joe Chin's chains for them, no. I can't. Power off, power on. Miami will be the MLS champ since the mighty Portland Timbers are out. Chop all of them down, every single one down, because we're going to make a good playoff win with all the Timber around. Timber Joey is no more. Never use Joey's chains for them. No. Player down. Man. Washington Tijuana Medica 1-1. That's probably better at this point. It's probably better at this point. Nobody gets the reference I'm making. I swear. Nobody does. Nobody gets the reference I'm making. Nobody remembers the game I'm referencing. I swear. Nobody's remembering. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Medica could be in risk of missing out on the repechaje. I know. Sebastian Berhalter's coming on. Like, it sucks. Nobody gets the referencing. No. It's a game that's sort of related to Parappa. It's in the same universe, but it's Jammer Lammy. It's the guitar game on the PS1, where it's a rhythm game, but it's based off of the guitar player. Sebastian, it's his son. It was the tree level where she's making a guitar out of the tree. Power off, power on. Like, if it was Parappa, somebody would get the reference, but this is like the game that nobody remembers. With a side character that, I don't know. Nobody really remembers either. Sort of the same series. But they do have a part of it where after you beat the game, Parappa does the same levels, though. See, if they never did that, nobody would have bought the game. So really, it's like Parappa 1.5 after you beat the game. Chop, chop, Master Onion. Could you actually do that, though? Make a guitar out of... I lost my chainsaws. 84th minute. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know if I want Seattle to make that reference. Steal that reference. And here we go. Game's getting chippy. Lord, have mercy. Corner, 85th, free kick, 85th minute. Timbers look weak. They look dumb. It's worse. They look dumb. They look blind. It's worse. They look bad. They look bad. They look dumb. They look dumb. Free kick, header over the bar, 86th minute. Just get this one over with. Can we just get this one over with? '87th. I'll never be a Seattle fan, but I'm just calling this like I see it. And honestly, the best thing I see is to troll. Kralak is in Vancouver now. Hey, if Toronto pulled this shit, really? Setting off the chainsaw with nothing happening? Yeah, I think it was what? Was it this year? Or was it last year? I feel like he's been there for a while. I feel like it's been 2 years. Timber Joey is still there. Yeah. Cranking out the damn chainsaw. I ain't going to be able to use it, though. 87th minute. To be honest, if this happened to Toronto, I'd probably self-troll myself. Showing the names on the Timbers Ring of Honor like they've let them down. Every single one of them. I mean, I'm sure they have, but it feels like a little bit of salt in the wound. Feels a little bit of a salt in the wound type thing. It's like, hey, you know how all these legends you have on your Ring of Honor, you've probably absolutely broken them. Tijuana 2-1 America. Lol. 88th minute, 2 minutes to go. Low gear, high gear. They'll pass the Timber title to somebody else. Timber Jim, I think, was the first guy to do it. Then it was Timber Joey, and then somebody else will get the chainsaw when he retires. It's like when they have like a new Mississippi State Bulldog, a new bully, or a new Ugga, except it's a longer span of time. Because humans live longer. Humans live longer. Maybe for the birthday stream. Maybe. We'll see. I don't think I'm streaming anything on my birthday next year, so who knows? Maybe. We'll see. '90th minute. I hope they blow the whistle after 90. 5-0 Vancouver. Mercifully, just end it, please. 20 seconds to go. If we have stoppage time, I'm going to smash my head against a wall. I'm joking. But seriously, this game should be over in 10 seconds. Do not add anything else on. I'm going to scream. Full time, thank God. Full time. It is 5-0 for the Vancouver Whitecaps. They move on to play LAFC. And it could have been worse. With that being said, if you like this stream, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification. Once you subscribe, send super chats on the live streams, comment on this video, put us in playlist, share with friends and family, all that great stuff. I will see you within the hour for the review of this match. Then in the morning, 11:45 in the morning, I'll be live for Panathinaikos versus Chelsea in the UEFA Conference League. The things I do. With that being said, I'll see you later. I'm Ron and I'm out. Peace. Congratulations, Vancouver. Commiserations, Portland. We have our full playoff 8 per conference. With that being said, I'll see you later. I'm running them out. Peace. Ugh, this was bad.